I was on your Twitter page, and you said that the red carpet was Stone Groove.
Was a Stone Groove. Yes.
What is that? I was like going like, what is that? What is that? I'm gonna have to learn something today from Mariah.
It's just my lingo. My fans know my lingo. It's just like one of the things I say. Honestly, I got it from Eddie Murphy in Trading Places when they're leaving his. You ever see that movie?
Yeah.
They're leaving his party, and the one guy's like, "It was a Stone Groove, my man." And so me and all my friends always say Stone Groove, and other people.
Will you mind if I start using that in my colloquialism? I'll just say.
No, we use Stone Groove. We use it's a Stone Groove smash hit wonder. I don't know if you want to go that far.
So would you call Precious a Stone Groove?
I would call it a Stone Groove smash hit wonder. I really would. Because it's amazing. It's so rich and full of so many different emotions that I've seen it so many times. I've seen it in its infancy. I've seen it now. Every time I see it, I notice something else. Even about my own performance, which is weird. Because I was so not me. I was not there. I was so in there with Monique and Gabby. You know.
That scene I actually want to talk about because, you know, you can play it different ways, but the one you're trying to compose yourself while she's giving this insane performance, which I'm assuming she kept on doing over and over again. So to kind of not get too emotional as an actor, how did you kind of? At some point you're like looking at something else, or like, was it just one of those things where you're like, okay, I'm just gonna let it flow within me, and I'll just play it the way it comes.
It was a creative choice that my character, who hears this stuff every day, has now gotten to the point where there's something that's over her head. She cannot grasp what she's hearing. It's almost like being in a state of shock, and I feel like that's what the audience is going through. And my character is Miss Weiss. Is basically the audience. Do you know what I mean? She's an outsider. She's hearing this information. We're getting the information for the first time. And it's intense. And there was a moment where I started to cry, and I stopped it because I was like, you know, this woman has to maintain her control. It can't be a complete cry fest. That's not what it is. You know what I mean? And Monique was so strong as Mary in her convictions that, you know, Miss Weiss had to be like, no, you allowed that to happen to your daughter, you know, because she's just oblivious to the fact that this is wrong. So, you know, it was a choice to not be a basket case as the social worker, because if that were to happen, I think she'd be a completely inept social worker.
To be able, because I'm sure at this point in your life you've heard stories, maybe not the same story, but people may have opened up to you and told you things and stuff. How do you, because you're a celebrity and people tell you, people tell you their experiences. So how do you kind of break it and just listen and not get too emotional? You know, like how do you as Mariah kind of deal with when people open themselves up to you?
When it's me or in the movie?
With you, when it's you.
Oh, when it's me, I'm much more emotional about things, yeah. But in a way, it's similar because I feel like if people are telling me something that personal, I don't want to make it worse for them by breaking down and crying. So it was a similar thing, but I mean, for this, I had to strip away everything about me, visually, everything that was connected to me, the walk, the speech, the look, every single thing. Lee was even trying to throw a prosthetic nose on me, putting dark circles under my eyes, fluorescent dentist office lighting. I mean, it was bleak for those moments for me, but it freed me because now I'm like sitting here going, is my hair looking good? Then I'm like, who cares? Look at me in the movie.
Does that allow you to take choices in roles that kind of strip away all this kind of stuff, and then really you can focus on Mariah the actress as opposed to this persona that you know people know you as?
Yes, I think it really does. I mean, I've had some calls from some really impressive, important people about this role, and you know, possible offers of things that I may be doing, and they're exciting because I would never want to go backwards from here. It's going to be hard to go forwards because it's such a great movie, you know what I mean, regardless. But just to work with a great director again, I've realized I don't have to do it unless it's going to be something that I grow from.
Last question then. I mean, Precious is one of those people that she gets these little gifts from people. People, you know, it could be the most basic things, but he's nice to her and all that. Yes. What gift have you had in your life that kind of allowed you to become Mariah today? I'm just wondering if people gave you opportunities or kind of these moments where, you know, they didn't have to, but they kind of did. And I'm just wondering if you had any kind of, I don't know, did this film remind you of any of that stuff?
You know, one thing that it really reminded me of the gift of people not believing in me, the gift of people telling me it's impossible, and the gift of, you know, I did have my mother saying, you know, you're going to make it, don't say if, say when. But for the most part, everybody was like, you'll be working in Howard Johnson's in 2 years from now. And so it's like, you know, that was a gift because it pushes me harder every time. And I'm still the same way.